Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of the Akash and Friends podcast. Today we have what I would consider a friend of a friend, because last few episodes we've had friends of friends, because I only have so many friends. And I was lying to you initially also. I actually have only two friends, and the rest were just other people I work with. But today is somebody who I really look forward to. Like the same thing happened with Anu Menon's episode, the same thing happened with Cyrus's episode. You grow up watching comedians and you really appreciate their work, and you put them on this pedestal. And you're like, oh my god, these people are these amazing, cool people. And then one day you find yourself sitting across a screen and talking to them. And today we have one of those greats. We have Suresh Menon with us. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you so much, Akash, for inviting me. I don't get too much of invitations nowadays, so nice to be here.
No, what do you mean? Of course, I saw you on Saurav's live also.
See, Saurabh and me are bald people, so he just called me because I'm a fellow baldy. He wanted company, and when you got Anu Menon, Jose, and Cyril with a lot of hair growth, so he decided to get me on with them so that he doesn't feel alone.
This balances out.
Balances out, yeah. He's very smart that way. He's a good guy also. चलो डाल दिया
Argument. Indeed. But y'all are also same batch, no, in that sense. Anu and you. Anu is later after you. I mean, I know. But
I love it, but yeah.
but then it's also like the Khan Masti connection, and then because I know you're like you were born in 65, 67 types, no? So,
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
I did my research.
67 to be precise,
Ah.
Jan 10th.
Lovely. Almost another birthday.
Yeah.
Uh, but then, and I think these guys all joined in the 90s and all, and so on.
Yeah,
Jose
yeah.
also
Even
later.
actually, I joined the industry in 1993, 1st January, and I've been there
Ah.
since. So that is my.
That was very interesting to me as well, because you studied BCom, and then you did you did your cost accounting training also, no?
Yes, so I because growing up in a South Indian neighborhood,
Yeah.
it was compulsory blind that you better get post graduation done. Either you be
Yeah.
a CA, or you be a cost accountant, or you be an engineer. If
Hmm.
none of these three are there, then normally you don't get good proposals. So just because we were horny, all of us decided to study art, so that at least somebody will come out with us. Oh damn! So bruised childhood.
बनता है.
But when I realized that I'm wasting my time, I was
Hmm.
pushing the pen and then working in 20th century finance. Can you imagine?
Ah.
And I'm sitting there and daily lease admin के बहुत सारे bills बनते थे, which I had to send to clients. So करोड़ों का मतलब machinery lease में जो आया किया हुआ था उसको हम लोग बना रहे bills and we are sending it. That was one job, and the
Yeah.
other job was internal audit also,
Yeah.
where I used to find salary certificates of a lot of people who had applied for car loans and all that stuff. And that time car loan मतलब एक ही गाड़ी थी सबके पास लेने के लिए मारुति.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it was pretty boring. So
I can imagine. I studied law and I realized very quickly कि ये तो होने नहीं वाला है. मतलब
अरे.
डिग्री कर लेंगे, but
no, Akash, I think hats off to you. You've done the right thing. You studied law and now you're doing stand-up. So if anybody files a case against you, you know how to fight.
no, actually, I look at it the other way. I would be horrible at fighting the case, but I know what not to say now.
That even I think I've managed so well, safely so far. So yeah.
Yeah, it's you never think of it when you are starting out. Ki like, oh, this is something that I need to account for.
I think when I started off in the 90s, 93, 94,
Yeah.
when things started really coming out, we were damn lucky. There was no social media. There was no people getting hurt at the slightest of smallest of things. So those days you could do anything. We could crack jokes.
Yeah.
That's it. As simple as that. There's no rocket science. क्या करते हैं जमाने हम लोग jokes बोलते थे. आजकल संभल के बोलना पड़ता है.
आजकल संभल के jokes बोलते हैं.
अरे यार इसके बारे में नहीं बोल सकते, उसके बारे में बोल सकते, तो jokes सब अपने ऊपर ही मारता हूँ बस.
Where did you grow up in Mumbai?
I was first few years of my life I was in Santa Cruz LIC colony, Jeevan Shanti Society, and then later on 1975 we moved to Seven Bungalows, Warsaw, and I was pretty much there all my life since then.
Yeah, it's a good place of part of town to grow up, because
Oh,
yes.
so a lot of people say, "अरे तुम लोग फिल्मी वाले सब इधर ही
हाँ.
है, अरे फिल्मी वाले." Then I tell them, "भाई साहब, 1975 में there's one single road, and जहाँ पे water during high tide used to come right up to
Yeah.
the road edge,
Yeah.
and there was no building, there was no Lokhandwala in short."
Yeah, there was no Lokhandwala. Exactly, it was
Yeah.
mangroves.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it used to be really a pretty sight. And I was telling somebody that it's 75, 76, 70, till 80s, 90s winter, we used to wear sweaters
Yeah.
during the daytime also.
Yeah, 90s. I remember we used to wear sweaters to go to school and all.
Yeah, so like good nature side also I've seen. Yeah, but now population increase, everything has increased. So
हाँ.
yeah, so no complaints as such. But yeah, I don't regret. उस जमाने में ये था. अरे thank God. और डर भी लगता था रात को बाहर जाए वापस घर पहुंचेंगे कि नहीं. And some that spread rumors कि रात को 12 बजे यहाँ पे भूत घूमता है and all that stuff.
Of course.
So, oh my God. So, like scary shit during childhood. Yeah. So,
So since you were in LIC, I'm assuming your dad worked in LIC.
yeah, both my dad and mom both used to work in LIC.
So yeah, my Nana is also a LIC agent. My mama is now an LIC agent.
Wow.
So like LIC is, and it's interesting to me कि LIC is really an institution that has helped with social mobility for people as well.
Yeah. You could say that. Also, interesting fact of the matter is that when I met Sachin, I told him that we both Tendulkar, that is,
I know.
I suddenly realized Sachin. Yeah, God is God. God's one name, Sachin. So when I met Sachin, I told him that common thing between you and me is that both our moms used to work for LIC. So even his mom was working in LIC, and so of course the only difference is a few crores in between us. Otherwise, it's fine. Few zeros. Damn it.
And it's because I mean, you to grew up. I am very fascinated with the time in which you grew up also, because the 70s and the 80s in India is, I mean, I was born right in the beginning of the 90s, so I didn't get a chance to, but my brother was born in 85, so I get second-hand information of how different things were back then.
Oh boy.
Like this, and it gives me a sense of like there always being a sense of scarcity before the new economic policy.
Oh well, I must say that the sense of scarcity came from firstly your houses. The first thing that came, or what was in demand that made you run to your friend's house, was the simple Graham Bell invention called a telephone. So sometimes you used to just go to your friend's house and neighbor's house just to see the phone for some time. Yeah, oh damn it, I said dial karte. Okay. Then after that you learned, like today WhatsApp fake messages jo hote hain, that time it was taking that phone and dialing somebody randomly, any number, and saying Amitabh Bachchan hai. And there was the prank that we used to do regularly to one guy's house that we called up, and we went on. Every time we called up, it's Amit ji se baat kar sakta hu, Amitabh Bachchan se baat kar sakta hu. So one day he picked up the phone. He knew that somebody from the building society is only doing this. So he picked up the phone, and in his best Amitabh Bachchan voice, he said, "Excuse me, मैं Amitabh Bachchan बोल रहा हूँ." So for a moment, everybody sat. We actually put the phone down and we laughed. Thank God he doesn't know it was us. So.
It's such a simpler time, yaar. I never got into the pranking wala culture as a kid. Like I was from the fridge chal raha generation.
Yeah, though telephone, fridge was the next invention which came into people's houses, and then there was these guys and girls who could make ice cream out of Bournvita.
Yeah, that and the Parle Ji wala cake.
Oh yeah, oh, man. So believe me, those things were so delicious. Like so I remember my friend Bijoy, his sister used to really make a great that glass mein Bournvita dal ke freezer mein rakho. That was the story. But then somehow that Bournvita used to taste so good that we always used to go to Bijoy's house randomly and say, "Bijoy, ice cream milega kya?" So that was. Then came the era of television, which was already existing, black and white television, but color. My first television that came into my household was in 1982, Keltron TV, Kerala State Electronics TV, and that was because the Asiad was in India that time. So a lot of people got televisions at that time. So 1982 remains an epic time where everyone actually became TV owners. And
Hmm.
I've also come from a generation where radios, if you had a radio in your house, you needed a license.
To listen to
And
the radio.
yes, so if you are owning a
Ah.
radio, so there was a license. I'm still trying to get that. So it's there somewhere in my old house. I need to find that out. I told my brothers also. उसका photo मुझे चाहिए किसी भी हालत में because it was a interesting thing. एक
Yeah.
license radio के लिए मतलब you know and so very interesting. So
Huh.
I have seen those things when I
And
grew up.
it also must have like, what did you listen to a lot of radio growing up? I mean, choice भी तो खास नहीं था, right? In terms of what you consume.
Yeah, so the songs, yes, in the morning, Vivid Bharati, I
Hmm.
remember lovely latest songs from 8:30 to 10 o'clock. While
Yeah.
dad used to be going to office, I remember all those lovely romantic songs when we were teenagers. We used to feel so happy listening to them. कि आज किसी से प्यार होगा 9th 10th standard में हम लोग सोचते थे वो गाने सुन के खुश हो जाते थे हम लोग
Yeah.
and Amitabh Bachchan films releasing those days was an event by itself because then
Yeah.
everybody planned to go to Chandan Theatre to buy tickets on
Yeah.
Aurang in Andheri. And then, now what you call as runners, office boys running around, we used to have a runner, one or two
Huh.
runners we all used to go together, bus mein, but these runners were very important because they could run so fast, like when the gates of the theatre opened, that these guys could run so fast, they'll be first or second at the ticket counter. And then
Yeah.
buy it bulk mein 10, 15 for all of us ginke.
Yeah.
Till they
Yeah.
made a stupid rule of, 1 person, 5 tickets to stop black marketing in our WhatsApp. They made
Ah.
that rule.
Yeah.
So then even I had to start running. Which is okay. I used to always be the 10th or 12th guy, and these two guys already आगे पहुंच के
Yeah.
5 ticket ले लिए, and then they had to wait for me. So they used to get so pissed. But the joy was after buying the tickets to watch an Amitabh Bachchan film on big screen.
On a big
And
screen.
then
Yeah.
on the way, and on the way back outside Navaran Theatre, especially there's this vada pav stall. Man, that's it. It was pure happiness.
Yeah. It sounds like it. Yeah. The way you're.
That's all.
This is,
Yeah.
your vada pav description is almost like Sachin's vada pav description at Shivaji Park.
Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, absolutely,
So many
absolutely.
commonalities, sir.
We used to feel that it. Excepting the hair now. But yeah, so man, such good memories you brought back, Akash. I'm so happy to be here.
No, not at all. It's my pleasure. What's also fascinating to me is that you lived at a time when a test match was an actual event. Everybody followed it. Ijjat se.
Yes.
I am desperate to find people. I literally started a cricket podcast just so that I could talk about cricket again because it's become so
Oh,
hard.
please.
But
Yeah.
watching matches at Brabant, watching Ranji, man, you must have watched some great matches growing up.
Oh, so I'll tell you. So since we were, we didn't have that kind of spare money to go to stadiums or even travel that distance and watch matches. So initially, most of the matches, you won't believe this, Ranji Trophy and the test matches were all off the radio. So
Yeah.
listening to them, great commentators like Tikki Ratnagar, Vijay Merchant having a show on Sundays where he used to be that actual guy who was a real critic. Yes, I think if Mr. Gavaskar ever, I wanted to always ask him this, how much Vijay Merchant used to be behind Gavaskar. And Gavaskar, why did you play that shot? What did you think? If you think that Indians have to win, it was very angry voice on the radio. So it was so fascinating. And the commentary, my God, something to always, 1983, that listening to most of the matches because only on radio.
Yeah.
The last two matches were telecast on TV. So 1983 World Cup, all the rest of the matches were all on radio and such a great joy.
Yeah.
But since you're a cricket fan, let me tell you, before that the radio was heard so carefully during the India versus West Indies match,
Yeah.
where we had gone for a test series over there. After that, the World Cup happened.
Ha.
So in that tournament, something unexpected happened. I still remember. I think it was Dikki Ratnagar, Tony Kozier on commentary, and he said, Mohinder Amarnath jogging into bowl, right arm over the wicket. Mohinder Amarnath. And that name stuck. From that series, Mohinder Amarnath was like our demigod. Because the other thing that I still remember so classically is like those West Indian boys were really quick.
Yeah.
Michael Holding, Andy Roberts, my goodness gracious me. It was like fast bowling at its best, Malcolm Marshall. And all you could hear in that series was, Michael Holding coming into bowl to Mohinder Amarnath on his back foot, hooks the ball, and that's a six. And suddenly we are erupting in front of the radio. Only me actually, because the matches used to happen quite late in the nights.
Right,
India
right.
West Indies.
Were your
And
brothers not as into it? Were your
oh
siblings not as into
no,
cricket?
my brothers were totally into and I was totally into cricket. And today they laugh at me saying so much of fun, my God. And then the World Cup, I'll never forget. Of course,
Yeah.
test matches meant that, Hindi commentator में और ये
हाँ हाँ हाँ
वैन
एक
बैन
हाँ
होल्डर राइट आर्म ओवर द विकेट बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं अंशुमन गायकवाड़ यहाँ पर वैन बैन होल्डर राइट आर्म ओवर द विकेट और ये तेजी से गेंद डाल दिया मिडिल स्टंप पर पिच करते हुए अंशुमन गायकवाड़ आगे आकर इससे हल्के से खेल दिया मिड पॉइंट कवर पॉइंट पर बॉल को उठा के फेंक दिया प्रीटी मच दिस वाज द होल कमेंट्री टिल लंच टाइम
yeah. And did they still do that Hindi English thing? एक over Hindi, एक over English, एक over Hindi, एक over English.
So that time it used to be they used to take 15-20 minutes of Hindi commentary. After that, 15-20 minutes of English commentary. So they used to divide it during the day.
Now तो it's so amazing to me because एक हिंदी वाला एक इंग्लिश वाला और हिंदी वाला हिंदी में ही बात करेगा और इंग्लिश वाला रिस्पॉन्ड भी करते हुए इंग्लिश में ही रिस्पॉन्ड करेगा. It's so weird.
So that those days, see now people blame Sanjay Manjrekar every time he comes or Harsha Bhogle ki आ गया तो out हो गया. Even I have done that. I told Sanjay also every time Manjrekar came on commentary, Sachin out हो जाता था. So I used to get very angry with him. So he said, "Why you out?" I said, "Sir, only because of that." So Manjrekar is telling, "Oh yeah, of course, God को कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए." so we laughed about it. But I remember those days, Hindi commentary में कभी तो it was very lucky for us, and sometimes English commentary was lucky. So we used to कि English commentary नहीं सुनते हिंदी चलने दे. Times. So sometimes during the World Cup 1983, lot of times it happened that we used to switch off a particular commentary कि आज English is lucky और आज Hindi is lucky.
Yeah, we have a strict rule कि my mommy is not allowed in the house when India is playing a match. Because I kid you not, after all these months, of not having international Indian cricket, Monday को अभी अपना 2 दिन पहले इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया पहला ओडीआई हुआ, my mommy came home and we bloody lost.
No. See, you should have talked to me before that. I would have told you we are going to lose because this has been a sort of a trend. Every time there's a IPL, there's a big hoo-ha or a domestic tour, and we go outside.
We lose the first one. Yeah.
And thankfully, this time what happened differently was it was not a massacre.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, it would be 376 Australia, India all out to 183. Not in 200 we crossed नहीं किया.
But we might not have crossed 200 if it weren't for Hardik's innings yesterday.
Yeah, so of course I was suddenly for a moment I was searching कि Pollard कब आ रहा है. Then I realized Pollard.
पर Pollard वही चीज वेस्ट इंडीज में करके आया, वो 75 मारा.
Not that damn good, yeah. We played very well, but they lost apparently.
Yeah, West Indian heroic efforts are always in a losing cause. If you remember, Braithwaite also in the last World Cup also played very well, lost the match.
Yeah,
doesn't make a difference.
I never forgiven Braithwaite for taking a breath away in the T20 World Cup. Damn it.
But that team, that was the first generation of all specialist T20, quote unquote mercenary West Indian cricketers. और ये तो मुझे बहुत hilarious लगता है कि nowadays people are saying T20 has turned West Indian cricket into a mercenary cricket because they used to do it earlier also. World Series में भी West Indies was first to go. South Africa में apartheid वाला टीम के साथ खेल के आ गया लोग.
उनका let's make some money, man.
Yeah, dude. क्योंकि वो सोने का चेन वो किधर से आएगा?
Seriously, man. Some of the chains that they wear, it's like they'll put our Indians to shame.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes in the IPL last year, I think last 2019 season, there was a point where it was Hardik and Pollard on strike and Andre Russell was bowling. और earring गिर गया किसी का. अभी किसी को नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तीनों में से किसका गिरा है.
Epic.
So commentary में बोल रहे हैं, I think somebody's dropped something. Oh, okay. We're just getting the news. It's an earring. So दूसरा पूछा, whose earring? It could be anyone's earring at this point. There are too many earrings.
Oh man. And imagine one of the stand-up comedians come out. Please let's not talk about earrings. काफी चल रहे कोर्ट में.
So you were in college and did you do stuff did you get on stage and stuff in college?
Oh yes, I was a reluctant stage goer in college, but what happened was where I grew up in Seven Bambus, that building every time during Ganpati, we used to have this 1 or 2 days of celebrations.
Yeah.
So 1.5 दिन का Ganpati we used to keep. So the event was one day before Ganesh Chaturthi. Ganesh idol was bought from one
Yeah,
idol
स्थापना
maker
करने को.
Andheri,
Yeah, yeah.
स्थापना करते थे. That day programs होते थे society में where the stage was made by own hands and all that stuff. And then we used to do serious amount of rehearsals, put up plays and all that stuff. Fancy dress competition, singing competition, blah blah. You know, so that was the only stage experience I had, sort of. You know, so when I reached college, I had this innate ability to imitate all my professors, all my relatives, all my building uncles. That was always there from my childhood. So one of my classmates, Kaushik, he told me, "तू ये youth festival में part क्यों नहीं लेता है? Mimicry करना तू बिंदास." तो ऐसे अरे नहीं यार छोड़ यार ऐसा मेरे से नहीं होगा इतना. So he went out and put my name. So suddenly I said, "Oh shit!" Then this came out. I was like, "Hey, क्या किया तूने? क्या करेगा तू?" That time I remember Ramayana was a huge raging hit on television.
Yeah.
So then we had professors, and we had this very famous legendary newsreader who was a professor in our college, Dupu Sanyal. You know, so she was there, and a lot of other professors, economics, accounts, and also I made a whole theory of all our professors having gone to audition for Ramayana. So ऐसे कुछ बनाए थे, and I'd use their expertise, you know, economics में when they are going and telling Ravan give Sita back to me. ऐसा कुछ किया था. So that's the time I won a prize for the mimicry that I did, and that was really something I'll never forget, because the next few days I was like a real hero stud boy in college. FI BCom. It was so much of happiness. And of course, being a South Indian, instead of going out for a party or a social, I went back home and started studying again.
पर work ethic अच्छा है यार. Like you know, people underestimate how important it is to, because if you can sit and study, like for something diligently, then I have more faith in you as a person. Ki when required, you will do the work that has to be done. Like that's the only reason. If I'm hiring a new intern, I never hire non-graduates. It doesn't matter what you graduated in, but the fact that you could will yourself, to get through 4 years of a degree, that means you can will yourself to get through this.
Very important. Also, it was at that time it was like hand to mouth existence literally, and you had to complete your BCom. That was the first level. And then get some decent percentage, and then you apply for MBA or something like that. Of course, we didn't calculate the money, and somewhere in TY BCom, just before the exams, I got into an appendix situation, and I had to be operated upon. And that time, look at the South Indian thing. I thought if I have to give the exam now, I should not take it later in October. So I remember giving my whole exam in such a lot of pain. And damn it, I got 49.3% in TY. It still rankles as the biggest disappointment in my life, because my professors had told me, "You are a first class student. You will 100% get more than 60%. Don't worry." And when and again, no guts to give your paper for revaluation, which I should have perhaps.
But that's interesting. Well, non-confident, I've noticed with a lot of people who are in comedy, we are generally not very confrontational people in life. I think we would. Oh, I think I've lost you. Yes, I've lost you. Hey, we are back. So what I was just saying, as comedians, I think non-confrontationalness is very important, because if you confront the person, then the emotion is resolved in the moment.
Correct. Absolutely.
But for us, it's important to hold on to that and then think of what I should have said.
So anyway, so now it becomes a great content when I'm trying to do stand-up or talking to college students about, how you should bindas take that chance and perhaps send your papers for revaluation. Instead of saying ki nahi abhi kam hoega, to it's a risk. The fear was ki what if they reduce the percentage, which was really silly. Anyway, so that's how you got through graduation at that time. And
even now, though, at least back then, I don't know how things were, but when I was in law school, a couple of my friends had a few KTs and they gave it for reval. वो reval वो लोग का 5 साल खत्म हो गया, उसके बाद भी रिजल्ट नहीं आया. So they had to give the KT का एग्जाम झक मार के. तो रिवैल्यूएशन का पैसा भी काटा और KT एग्जाम का भी पैसा काटा.
अपने टाइम केटी ने अपने बोलते थे बराबर पढ़ाई नहीं करो तो केटली में चाय बेचनी पड़ेगी.
So you lived in, when you were there, it was Bombay University.
Yeah, correct.
And then it became
Mumbai University. Yeah.
I find it very interesting because there were two institutions that predated India as a country in that sense. There was the Bombay High Court and the Bombay University.
Yeah.
And only one of them changed the name.
Yeah.
You know?
That is, see, we got very used to, in when the people in the streets, it was mostly Mumbai. Only when you spoke English, it used to be Bombay, or when you went to your native place, and at that time people used, oh, you're from Bombay. So it
Mm.
held a lot of value. Like, you're from Bombay means you come with a lot of, oh, you can actually see the beach, and so you feel like a
Yeah.
star. So yeah, yeah, we stay very close by to the beach. Oh, can we come and then take a walk in the beach? So it was
Yeah.
a very strange, what do you call, upbringing, in the sense that you felt a little bit powerful. Like, it's like, now when I joined the industry, when you see a Karan Johar, you feel a little bit overwhelmed by his background. That time people used to feel overwhelmed by our background because
Yeah.
we are from Bombay. So the uncle, oh, you're from Bombay. So, that was a fun part of Bombay, now Mumbai. But I think our city is still the same. And anyone from Mumbai, when they go to other states or cities, there's a lot
Yeah.
of, uh, I think, automatic respect, if I may say so.
Is there? I don't
I
know.
I feel that Mumbaikar, because every day was spent in doing something, in working. So I still remember when I used to go to work, and a lot of these sad cases of people crossing the tracks and the trains have
Yeah.
stopped, because the poor railway workers had to come and remove the bodies from the tracks, and a lot of mess.
Yeah.
So, but I remember that people, instead of having sympathy, they used to be
We're
think, "Arey
annoyed.
yaar," annoyed, because they were now going to reach late. Now
Yeah.
they'll have to have put a late mark over there, and
Yeah.
late mark, 3 consecutive late mark means one
One
casualty
day.
cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so that was the hardness with which you grew up, and when you travel by trains, you really see life at its best, and then you don't take anything for granted, whatever comes your way. So I'm a proud Mumbaiker, completely. That I keep it on my, what do you call, wear it on my wrist
Wear it on
whenever.
your sleeve.
It's on my sleeve. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. I got came very close. I think it's age now affecting me. So
That's good. It's close enough.
yeah.
That's one of those things with language. Is the more I do comedy and the more I perform live, I realize the number of words you really need to use to convey something is not that much.
Yeah.
You know, there are genuinely long moments in my sets where I'm just going, it's enough. People get it. हाँ, okay. Like, मैं समझ गया. ऐसा कुछ गुस्से वाला कुछ किसी ने कुछ किया.
Yeah, but also that train journeys gave a lot of scope for observing people.
Absolutely.
So much of joy. I still remember those days when we traveled by trains. The bhajan mandalis were still in existence, and they were
They still
allowed.
are. They still are.
They still are. At beach where they'd put a ban or something, but
Oh.
there were some guys who, it used to be cacophony at times, but there were some guys who were so good in
Yeah.
singing those bhajans. So even if you're not a devote, and believe me, the compartment was full of people of different religions.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole of India is in one compartment. In that compartment, a bhajan is going on, and people used to enjoy.
Yeah.
I never seen any fights happening because of the bhajan. But of course, then later on, the fights were more because of getting one toe inside. आपका toe इधर नहीं आ सकता है. आपका ये उंगली अंधेरी में उतरने वाला है. विरार का इसमें नहीं आ सकता है. So that was only space that you got, But
Yeah.
that explains their arms and all become really strong while holding on for such a long God. Honestly speaking, that was one of the main reasons I wanted to try something different and say that I don't want to travel by local trains again in my life. So I remember once I was in the train, and I'd climbed the train from Churchgate coming back, and I had to meet my girlfriend that time.
Oh.
The train was so crowded.
What
because
year is this? What year is this?
Way back in the early 90s, 89, 90.
Okay.
And then I'm hanging like this from the train, and I'm thinking I could have left this train. I could have taken an Andheri local starting train from Churchgate and got on at Andheri without any hassle. But you had to reach on time.
Yeah.
There's a date waiting and all that stuff. Oh my God! Then somewhere at Marine Lines I saw a solitary Maruti 800 going by, which was an ACTG those days, and I thought कि गाड़ी लूंगा ये ट्रेन मुझे नहीं चेक करना है यार और कुछ सोचना पड़ेगा मुझे लाइफ में. So that was one thing that I always dreamt of, traveling by trains again. It was really a good experience. I was a master at entering the train when it came inside the
Just have to hit it at the right angle.
Yes, and hold the rod and jump inside and get a window seat.
And you have to use the rod as a pivot point. So you pivot
Yes.
into that turn, and then you turn and go straight into your chair.
So much of fun.
I was very lucky because I grew up in Grant Road. So my law college was in Parla. So I used to go against the traffic every day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Townie, huh?
हाँ प्रॉपर
Grant Road, yeah.
देख के लगता है, सुन के तो नहीं लगता है लोगों को ज्यादातर.
नहीं, Townie हो.
Because it was interesting because my family was that quintessential Gujarati story ना कि गुजरात से बोरीवली से फिर धीरे धीरे साउथ आते गए वो लोग. So
I'm married to a Guju, so
is this the girlfriend that you were in the train with going to?
no, that ended up a little bit of not tragedy, but it didn't happen. So so that is some other story. Maybe I'll write a film on that, which nobody will watch excepting me.
I'll watch.
Oh, thanks, Akash. That's it.
Because now I know the context of the story. So how did you end up getting into? I want to understand this timeline. So you were working, and then you said, "मेरे को ये नहीं करने का." So how does one change lines like that, especially back then?
It was really funny because when I was working 20th, I told Lee's admin and all. So I used to go for these coffee breaks within the office only and stand there and sip on the coffee. So once I came back to my seat again, and my colleague that time, Javed, he looked at me and Javed says, "आपको ज़्यादा इसमें you're not interested in this, na?" So I said, "Yeah, man, I'm feeling bored. I want to go and be a salesperson." Before joining 20th, I had done a small stint in Crompton Greaves and I'd done fairly well as a salesperson. So I said I should go into space selling. Space selling means either Times of India. I had already attempted once. I didn't get a job over there. But I was very keen. Space selling was slightly more glamorous. There were Eureka folks that you could join as a salesperson and you then build from there. So that it was a simple theory. Join in sales and slowly build up from there and climb the ladder. And commissions. That was most important. So then your salary always doubles. So then I said, then he said, "I know somebody in TV and Video World magazine." Imran Merchant was the editor that time, way back. And then he said, "Go and meet him. Let's go and meet him." So we were in Raija Chambers, Raija Center. Anyway, so building both next to each other. We went there and Imran Merchant met me and we started talking. So Imran Merchant said, "See, son, right now there is no vacancy for space selling right now. All that response is full. So probably let's see, what else do you do?" So Javed said, "Arey sir, this guy morning comes to the office and he won't stop talking. A, B, he can imitate everybody who walks in and we have lots of fun, but he looks very bored with this job. That's why I got him over here." So Imran Merchant looks at me and says, "Have you thought about acting?" So I said, "Never. My parents would probably disown me if I even think of it." So he said, No, have you done any acting?" So I told him, "Yes, I wrote plays and act in my building society. And that's like once a year, which is good fun. Nobody,
Yeah.
So he said, No, why I'm asking you is there's a RK Studio, they're looking out for a new hero, and for a new film." I have heard the word hero and I was like, wow. Then I'm immediately thinking Amir Khan, Qayamat se Qayamat tak, because I had a similar in Suzuki 800 red color, similar one. So I was thinking, "Oh damn, this is it," and that I said, I don't know. So he said, "Listen, just go with a blank mind." Major Ashok Kaul, who's a producer director of this film for RK Studios, he's a friend of mine. He called him up immediately from there and he said, "Major Saab, there's this young guy I want you to meet. When can he come?" That guy says 21st October. So pura likhe, I put it in my pocket. And that day I'm going back in the same train, same crowd. This time I'd managed to stand near the corner. So and my mind was racing. And I felt, are people looking at me? So I'm looking like, I say, "Oh, this guy's already recognized me." So weird thoughts. So for that moment, till 45-50 minutes of that train journey, I felt I was in a surreal world and I already arrived and people are now wanting my autograph or wanting to click photographs, whatever. So I was very happy. So I remember coming back and telling my girlfriend about it. So she said, "Okay, good, but that means we won't be able to take walks in the evening because people run towards you to take your autograph and all." So instead of
I like how far ahead everyone is thinking.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, that's again, she's not that she was very happy about it. I was so thrilled. I said, "Okay, this seems to be a good idea." So my reluctance in going to meet that guy turned into, yes, I must take a shot.
Yeah.
I remember the day very clearly. It was October 21st, 1991. And there was also a wedding, building friends wedding in Chembur at that time. What a
Hmm.
coincidence. I mean,
Lovely.
so 3 o'clock meeting. Then I said 3 o'clock. Uske baad, after I finish the meeting, I shouldn't come back home. So I should
Hmm.
probably stay there, change my clothes somehow. And
Hmm.
so everything was planned. I go to RK studio. I meet Major Ashok Paul. I'll probably sign my autograph. And with that confidence, I'll go to Udupi restaurant, order a coffee, then go to the loo and change into the other shirt, tuck it inside, and go for the reception.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. Everything
Sorted.
as planned. I take a bus 333 from Seven Bangalore's bus depot those days, and I reach on the opposites of RK studio. Then I realized, oh damn, I had to cross the road and walk.
Ah.
So a little bit of sweating happens. My Mulberry handkerchief is there in my pocket. I remove it, wipe myself. I had long hair, and I walk inside over there, and I almost bump into Rishi Kapoor.
Ah.
Oh man! And then
He was a melted.
oh, what a good-looking guy! I'm fully red, and I was just staring at my. And he said, then I said, "Sorry, sir." So he said, "No, patted my back." And I didn't know whether I should ask him or meet Major Ashok Kaul or just I didn't know what to do. So I didn't have a piece of paper, pen, anything that I could ask for an autograph. So I just looked behind him for some time. The reception said, "Yes, kisse milna?" I said, "Major Ashok Kaul." I was ushered into this very lovely AC wala cabin, which I was very grateful to. I got a glass of water, very happy again, and then we started chatting. And then Major Ashok Kaul said, "You have some photographs?" So I showed him some of my photographs. Now, big mistake was that I had clicked it from my cousin. Yeah, my cousin got clicked me, and he printed it out for me as a favor. Now, a portfolio picture is different, and what your cousin
Yeah,
brother will
yeah,
shoot is
yeah.
different. It's a good-looking photographs. I hope so.
Do you have any of them?
I think so. I have one. I'll try and send it to you.
Yes,
And,
please do.
oh man, so that was like, and I, so really funny man. So I still remember him looking at those photos and just nodding his head like this. And then he says, "Son, this film is about an army background, three soldiers, and you look as if you come from a very rich family." So I looked at him and said, "Sir, not true. I mean, I'm very ordinary middle class family. I came by
Yeah.
bus, I had to walk, and I'm full." No, no, no. What I mean to say, your look. You understand what I'm saying? You look like a rich person. So, not this film, but maybe some other movie, and maybe you should try comedy. So I look, yes, sir. I'm so disappointed. That's my first struggle and gone. All the dreams gone. So I'm walking out of the studio and I'm so sad that day. I said, "Damn it, my whole one shot mein lottery has gone for a toss, you know." And I go out and I smell of a studio, the fragrance I would call it, is very different. And it reminds me of the tarpaulins that we used to hang during Ganpati festivals when you're doing that stage play. I said, "Harry, this is very familiar smell. Maybe if I become an actor, I would be somewhere in such an environment all my life. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
a bad idea." And I came out. First I went to Chembur station, railway station, because I had a lot of time to kill. Because this 3 o'clock interview just lasted till 3:26 or something.
Yeah.
So then I had to wait till 6 for the reception.
Ah.
So then I went to Chembur. From Chembur, I sat in the platform for some time. Generally, I sat thinking of what I'll do in future. I can't believe, damn it, I did that. Then I went to a telephone booth. I called up my girlfriend and told her
Girlfriend.
I didn't
Yeah.
get the. Then she was very happy. Good, you better focus on your studies. And I should. Then I hang the phone. Then I go to that Udupi restaurant as planned. Coffee. Then I was hungry, so I called for a sandwich. Then I went and used the loo, changed my shirt, and I went for the reception. And all the while coming back, I was sitting at a window seat. All the other friends, or all of us, were traveling back home by bus,
Yeah.
and I was lost in my thoughts.
Hmm.
I was thinking maybe I should start thinking about it. So it didn't strike me. This was 91, then 92 mid somewhere. I really got strength. One of my friends said, "You should do fight training and all, very essential. You should know horse riding." There's a horse riding. So I had fallen off twice from the Jubi Chola horse. So many padti thi. So I said, no. I decided to join fight training class in the morning. And then by the time I'd got my dream job in Times of India in response, and I would go early in the morning at around 5 to the beach, practice, do somersaults, roll on the sand, all those things, fights, karate. Even now, I know all that, do everything, and then come back home by 7. take a bath, and 8 o'clock I'm out of the house again to
Yeah.
office. So what a lovely environment. The time you come back in the evening, you're so tired. So that was the routine.
I love the nostalgia on your face because you're really reminiscing about this time. This
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like a
yeah.
really great time in your life.
Oh yeah, so because there are a lot of hope. There's a
Hmm.
lot of hope, and I think that's what hope does to people. That it gives you courage to go and do something which is not normally the thing that people do. So
Hmm.
I went out in late December. I told my dad I want to quit Times of India and try my luck in the film industry. And he said, "Why now?" So I said, January 1st, 1993 is a great day to start my struggle.
Hmm.
So January 1st, I'll never forget, and I'll know this from this time I've been in the industry.
Hmm.
And so now it will be what, 1993, 2021.
2020.
Oh,
Yeah.
January 1st, almost. So we are
Yeah.
almost there. I've been that
Almost.
long in the industry, so I know how many years I spent here.
Yeah. That's a very nice way of calculating it.
Yeah, so nobody taught me, it just ran in my mind. Maybe this is a time, and what I told my dad was, if 1 year I don't get anything, I will go back to sales.
Hmm.
I'm very good at going for these open house interviews, and I'll get it, I'll
Huh.
crack it. I'm very confident by that time. So then he said, okay, try, and believe me, till 9 months, till December, till September, there's nothing that came my way. And it was
Hmm.
a very volatile year. In 1993, started off
Incredibly.
with those riots, the bomb
Yeah.
blast,
Yeah.
Divya Bharti's death, and
Yeah.
so many things. My goodness, that was a year of upheaval, actually speaking. And then in the September,
Interestingly, that is the year I was born.
oh, wow. To imagine. So I remember, I'll never forget March 12th and December 6th.
Hmm.
December 6th was the day Babri Masjid fell, and I was going to Times of India office.
Hmm.
And I remember we all had to jump down from the train, run after Masjid Bandar because riots had started. So the communities had gotten divided and things had started. So I ran inside Times of India office, which was the safest place. That was one lucky escape that I had. And the second one was, even today, Sanjeev Seth, another actor, he'll always tell me, तेरे lose motion की वजह से हम लोग बच गए. On March 12th, we had this plan to go to UTV to leave our photographs over there. So Sanjeev and me both were classmates, and we used to take one day his bike and one day my bike. And
Yeah.
the rule was, like a salesperson, call 10 producers daily. They may call you, they may not call you, but this is what you have to do. Call them
Right.
up. We used to go to a
Lovely.
phone booth and make 10 calls, $5 each. That
Hmm.
was a whole thing that we used to do. So UTV said, come and leave your photographs over here.
Where was UTV office?
That time it was in Shivsagar Industrial Estate, Worli,
Okay. Okay.
where your Tata showroom is there now.
Ha ha ha.
So it was on the 7th floor or 10th floor, I don't remember. So it's somewhere there. So we both were supposed to go that day on March 12th to drop it, and we had planned a time ki we'll go by 2 o'clock. We leave 2:15. We leave from Four Bungalows, Sanjeev's house, his bike, and we'll go. So we'll reach there by 3:15. We'll be there. So imagine, I'm feeling little queasy after the morning workout and all that stuff. Maybe I should just uh, take a little bit of rest. Then I realized I have some loosies. So I said, so he said, why don't you just lie down over here to घर जाएगा? And I used to say, घेर, मैं घेर जाके आता हूँ. So he said, तू वापस घेर जाएगा और तू वापस आएगा नहीं. So I said, ठीक है, मैं इधर ही सोता हूँ, unless you don't pull my
Yeah.
leg. So I slept in his house, and he woke me up at around 3:15. And I could hear the phone ringing constantly in the house, and I was wondering what happened. So I woke up and he said, "What happened?" Hare, you don't know what happened. We put on the TV and we saw early all the bomb blasts across.
Yeah.
And we said, "Damn it, we are really lucky, man."
Yeah.
Because of the loose motion. Others, we would have been somewhere near Worli Naka when the bomb
Yeah.
went and we'd have gone. And
But that's another thing we have in common, in the sense that not loses, but avoiding the 93 blasts, because my mom was in the Bombay Stock Exchange at that time.
oh man.
And I was in her, she was carrying me, and
Right.
my mom felt like having sandwich.
Oh.
So she stepped out, and then when she was done paying for the sandwich and walking back in is when the bomb blast happened.
Oh man. Sorry. We're glad we have you, man, Akash.
So close.
So close, so close. It was unbelievable, but the next day, Sanju said, let's go and do what we're supposed to do. That was a commitment. That's a Mumbaikar.
Yes.
So we had to go. So we went, left our photographs. And now I'm telling this, we went the next day because nothing happened for the next few months.
Yeah.
There was a fear in the city. There was a lot of things that was happening up and down. In September, we got a call saying that we are calling from UTV. Can you go for an audition to Baida's Hall?
Hmm.
So संजीव कॉल है कॉल आ गया फोटोग्राफ के पीछे पहली बार फोन नंबर घर पे बजा तो यू आर हैप्पी वी बोथ ऑफ अस took our bike back that day and we went and we were there and I remember seeing such a lot of brilliant actors who are stars today. Manoj Bajpayee, there was Jitu Shastri, a lot of NSD actors, lot of them were there, and two city slickers, that's Sanju and me. And then we
That is a very interesting divide when it comes to acting, because I feel like those NSD guys must have been an intimidating sight throughout those initial years for you, right? Like, because they would be the
they were, but very encouraging. Like Sanjay Mishra, one of the top. I don't know. Maybe they just liked me, so we became good friends. So all of us, Sanjay Mishra was also there, part of it. But I do not know. I was pitted with Manoj Bajpayee, and both of them did some really weird things. It was Adi Pocha, a great ad filmmaker, renowned for his work, and also the guy who made our first daily soap, Shanti. So because of him, I got my first break. Because after the auditions of 60 people, I think 10 remained, and I was one of those 10. And he said that you are so versatile, you know. I had a lot of fun, and and his face had become red because of laughing at all the improv stuff that we did. Like we had to play a chappal, we had to play a knife, we had to play a fire hose, we a fire brigadier. Oh, it was maddening. And that was my first break. Maybe Detective was the name of the show, produced by UTV. And I met Farhan Akhtar that time, who was assisting Adi. Was actually looking into our costumes. 2-3 बार उसको गाली भी दी हम लोग, कपड़े लेके आ अभी तो कुछ बोल नहीं सकता है. And then Zoya Akhtar was also assisting. Sajid Khan was the host of the show, and I think once things move, it never stops.
Yeah. Once the first gig comes in, then कुछ ना कुछ आता ही रहता है.
Yeah, and believe me, so I'm very proud of the fact that it is the audition that got me in. I didn't know anybody from the industry. I didn't have any relatives in the industry, and I certainly didn't have any big-ass producer, director friends in the industry. So
yeah,
it makes me feel very proud that I did it on my own.
And it was never like it was always a highly coveted and competed kind of scenario. It was never. It was not कि पहले लोग ही कम थे involved. It was always a lot of people vying for very few spots.
If
anything. And you've done a bunch of movies, man. Since then, it's amazing to me how many films you have done since then. I think you've done at least like 20, 30, 50 plus films.
Yeah.
Right. How is because I feel like you had to really battle the it's stressful to get, especially when you're a comedic actor, to get pigeonholed कि ये comedy करेगा पूरा करेगा इसको comedy करवाएंगे. And I've seen people react to it in different ways. I've seen people who embrace it going like, yeah, I do enjoy this, so I am okay with doing this. And then I see people who really try and resist it to a great extent. How was that journey for you? Like, did you feel like you were doing it?
I actually enjoyed it, I never had, I must say that every other guy who wants to join the industry, I also had dreams of becoming a great hero. A great hero means you meet lots more money and you're settled for life, okay? Your retirement plan is done in the first or second super hit that you give.
Right.
But when I got chosen for this comedic roles, I must tell you, I've always had a streak in me. And my imitation skills came into fore. Until that time, till I joined the industry, I've never imitated actors.
Right.
In my mimicry performances in college, in my building, never imitated actors. It was always real people. And suddenly, then imitating actors became damn easy for me. Then I went on getting shows, and I love comedy. I love to make people laugh. The greatest joy for me has always been over the years when people come and tell me that, hey, last night I saw that Ferreira Ferry is so funny, you're so funny. That's enough. Some of them don't call me by name. Some of them have called me Cyrus Brocha, they called me Roshan Abbas, they called me Sajid Khan. So, but it never mattered to me because as long as I'm able to pull a smile on people's face and make them forget its tensions a little bit, sounds philosophical. Actually, also, it was decent enough monies also. So,
I think, and इसमें I think the problem कहाँ आता है ना कि as a culture, we're not okay with the funny person being the hero. You know, if that makes, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, you know, the funny person is their own category.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, even yesterday, a comedians tried it. Mahmood Saab, I remember, wanted to try it. He became a hero, but he was always a good supporting, cast in that
Similarly,
film,
yeah,
or a
similarly with
second
Johnny Walker
most.
also, no?
Yes, yes. So the thing is, what happens at that time is you don't realize how important it is in industry. A lot of
Hmm.
people, I sort of always felt that they hated the fact that मुझे सिर्फ ये role. I started feeling that when I always got that partner वाला sir वो partner वाली role जो आपने किया है, वही वापस करते हैं.
Hmm.
I used to hate those that sort of typecasting. I used to want to have more different varied roles and have more fun. For example,
Hmm.
I still remember Masti Zade mein I told Milab Zaveri very openly, let's do this differently.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
I was playing Sunny Leone's brother in that film, and I was playing Gay in that film. I was playing Gay in the film. I said, let's not do it the normal way, ha, and all that. Oh,
Yeah.
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 And Karan Johar is anyway doing a good job of it. So,
Yeah.
so let me not get into this
Yeah.
space. So I said, let me play a guy with a full beard,
Yeah.
and very unkempt guy who's constantly staring at Tushar's ass. It would have been the funniest thing in the film if you had let me do that. No, no, I
It would
want to
have been
do this.
it would have been fucking hilarious if you were just like a burly
Seriously,
dude,
man.
very aggressive looking
Yeah,
dude.
and just staring at him constantly. It was so funny. They don't get it. So anyway, so that's what happened. And recently, when I tried to argue it out with him, he started telling me things like, you sleep on the bed that you make and all this stuff.
Hmm.
Bizarre guy. So basically, our industry, especially these extremely, I would say, the so-called thinkers who have got a few hits they think that they know all. They know how people should behave and all this stuff. I have
Hmm.
seen them fall flat on their face also later on. And but I always wish them all the very best, and wherever they are, let them be there. I don't want them near me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So but
interesting.
they always they pull you down. They pull you down. The attitude
Hmm.
is to pull you down. You're a comedian, okay? It's my birthright to pull you down. It's You're a comedian. It's my birthright to crack jokes on you on a film set. Oh, you're a
Hmm.
comedian. I'm a hero. You better. You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Your lines have to be cut. Oh, you think you're very funny. So I'll show you how I deliver dialogues.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thankfully, I
Yeah.
never cared. That was there.
Hmm.
There was a strange power that comes. Having done such a lot of things in your life, is saying that tomorrow now I can just slap this guy, and even having the thought in your mind was fine. So you didn't have to do it, but you felt so good.
Because
And
comedians don't need to confront. Actually.
I've got into confrontation situations a lot of times.
Ah.
So that explains that in such a long career, I've done only so many films. I should have done at least 100 plus. I've given it back to directors.
Yeah.
I've given it back to actors. I've not been afraid.
Yeah.
There are gentlemen and there are idiots. Very happy to have like Shahrukh is a thorough gentleman.
Yeah.
Thorough gentleman. Salman
Yeah.
is an enigma. Akshay Kumar is a joker.
As in like
So,
in a
honestly,
good way
he's a
or a
joker.
bad way.
It's like I don't know. There's an issue of some sort of background. There's some sort of tehzeeb. People don't get it with money and fame. Sometimes it's always good to lead a life where you always you have to empathize with the other person also.
Hmm.
That empathy, if it's not there now, doesn't make you a star. It makes you an idiot. That's
Yeah.
my simple thing.
Yeah.
I've seen silly things. Akshay Khanna, my God, I worked with all of them, but from all of them, I think Shah Rukh Khan stood out just because of his behavior and his kindness towards his fellow human beings. I would say on sets, absolutely starking different. Others are all a show. Of course, Jackie Shroff is himself, very, very himself. He's really concerned. Others are all a show.
Man, Jackie Shroff
What they
is
do,
too cool,
whatever
man.
things they say. Yeah, he's too cool. So imagine my first movie was with him where I played his friend. What a guy! So handsome. 1994, Kabhi Na Kabhi. What a good movie. Oh,
Yeah.
Even now, rugged man, rugged.
Yeah, and
I-
also Maushi Gigant. So like, So all the best things.
Oh man, so much of joy with him. Super guy. Yeah.
Is it at what point did you meet Jose? Because I feel like everybody gets married to somebody from the job, and I feel like Jose is your work wife.
Earlier, people used to think it was Sajid Khan because we didn't get out to know. But yeah, I met Jose during a very what do you call terrifying period of my life, where I was really going through a lot of turmoil. I'd sort of lost my mom in the interim period too suddenly, and I remember this very well. I'd gone for a audition to Red FM, where Arun Puri really liked my mimicking skills, and he said, "Get this boy on radio." The next day after that, I lost my mom in very tragic circumstances, too sudden, the suddenness of which still rankles me. And then 20 days later, the radio station had called up and said, "Suresh, would you like to come down to the studio if you're okay?" They all knew what had happened. So I said, "Yeah, sure. I'll come, not a problem." So because I had to get out of house, I was just simply not able to get out of that, because my mom collapsed in front of my eyes, and I still feel that she wanted to say something, and that's the worst thing. No child should ever suffer like that. So I went to Red FM, and it's still that heaviness in my heart and my head and everywhere. And I walk in over there, and we talk a little bit about how the commercials are going to work, and then Jose comes out of the studio wearing a kurta, which is very strange. And long hair and that beard that he has. And he comes walking, very slim those days. He comes out, and he's standing there, looking around with disdain at everyone. And I heard him on radio because that was my homework when I was driving down. I should hear this boy, hear the station. So I could hear him. And we were English those days, Red FM. Yeah, what a lovely voice this boy has got, and good sense of humor. So I was laughing at some of the things that he said, and suddenly, oh man, this guy is here. So the radio station had told, "Why don't you and Jose jam for a little bit?" We went in that day at around 1 o'clock to the studio, and this show was from 12 to 4. 1 to 4, I was there with him. We came out that day from the studio, and we found a bunch of Red FM guys standing outside just laughing, and they were clapped for us and all that stuff. This is the funniest shit that we ever heard on air. And after that, it was just, Jose keeps it very simple. And there's a 15-year age gap between the two of us, and somehow we just got along. So it's like so magical. Some friendships are very few friends you'll get in the industry. So there is Cyril, there's Jose, and my childhood friend Srinivasan. We don't have to explain to each other why you didn't wish for a birthday, why you didn't call. Or that's all this lame dosti dikhane wali baat nahi. I think rarely we wish each other on Facebook or Twitter. But nowadays we wish each other on Twitter just to take the piss out of each other. That's it. And crack jokes. So and whatever things I've done on radio, Jose's packaging has made it come out so much nicer. So I always used to say, till Jose's in radio, I'll do radio. So I still feel that he's one of the best radio brains that this country has. Sound guy, he understands it. And my dream, one more dream that I have is to have a radio station that Jose and me are running. So that would be really cool. You never know.
But that's what Khan Masti kind of is, right?
Yes.
In a sense.
So Cyril was also working in Red FM that time. And Cyril and me bonded very well over cricket. And again, a very easy, you can get along with him sort of a thing. And so three of us have been really thick as thieves, and I'm very proud that all so many years, and we never, though we have politically different thoughts and all this stuff, but it never created friction between us. So I really knew. I remember him telling me this so many years back that you must get on the net, you must do something on YouTube. It's going to be the next big thing. So many years back, and today he was so right. And I think he joined in a bit late. He joined the party a bit late, but look at the work that he does here.
Both Cyril and Jose are, they were really on the ball with it.
So it's I don't know. We just we are three human beings who get along in this what do you call the big bad world of the industry. We just got along. Thank God for that.
And I think it's something
still
that
laughing.
it's something that came to me after many years of I finished 9 years in comedy this year, so it came to me maybe after the 7th or the 8th year. Not everyone is going to be a friend here,
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Like I told somebody, किसी ने that day told me you know a lot of celebs, so why don't you get them for collaboration? This was a client.
ऐसे हाँ नहीं होता
So
ऐसा.
I told, sir, I can get him, but you first give me a briefcase full of money. So he said, why? But you know them so well. I said, sir, unwritten rule. No, they'll tell me, if I go and talk to them about your project, they'll say, अरे तू बोलना कभी आना है. कब तू बोल दोस्त कभी आना बोल. And next day call up, अरे sorry यार मैं थोड़ा बाहर जा रहा हूँ. You know, then the delays will start. So upfront, to avoid all that pain, you tell me how much money you have. I'll go and sell it to them. And you pay the check. I won't even come in between. I straight away do that as a deal, especially when clients and they need any of my friends.
And that's what the thing is, yeah. Like that's why when I started this podcast, I was like, I'm going to only talk to my friends.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to sit and Gantt chart a guest who I don't know well enough.
That's the worst thing. Because they all want that, a little bit of backslapping. Nobody will want to answer any sticky questions.
And then what I realized is that, this is a great way to make new friends, because this is like the first conversation you would have with somebody if you had them for 2 hours. These are all the things I would ask you anyway. Right? This is like who I am as a person also.
Yeah, but I must say that I felt I'm talking to my doctor. So tell me, child, what are you doing in a childhood?
Little bit therapy is there.
Therapy is there. Yeah.
Actually, we specialize with dead relatives on this show. With every episode, I think some dead relative ends up coming up.
Oh yeah, see that's bound to happen, especially when you call a boomer up on a show. There will be more of you'll be probably in a mortuary. अरे ये तो कंदर ही ले गया यार बेचारा. So it's so funny when I did that YouTube thing of कौन बनेगा रोडपति.
Oh, dude, that is such a great property, yaar.
No, so I had created a guy who's called it's still there with Jallad करके. So Jallad, that guy say, watch question I'm playing Amitabh Bachchan. So this guy Ankit, who's also part of our podcast, he's saying actually वो कल रात को ही मेरा आंटी गुजर गया and all this stuff. So throughout he's saying somebody has died and all that stuff. And I'm playing Amitabh Bachchan is getting scared. Okay, so that time watching last year I watched this one show where Bachchan Sahab had got this person on and. तो ये सब देवी जी जिनके पति 4 साल पहले गुजर गए एंड देन 4 साल पहले पति गुजर गए, उसके पहले उनके डैडी भी गुजर गए, फिर मेरा बच्चा हॉस्पिटल में था. तो फुल ऑन ऑल सैड स्टोरीज, सॉफ्ट स्टोरीज एंड ऑल दिस स्टफ. बेस्ट पार्ट व्हाट आई थॉट कि इसको तो जिताएगा ही जिताएगा. एंड शी केम अप टू 3 lakhs यूजिंग ऑल हर लाइफलाइंस. एंड दैट next question may you will get 20,000 if you don't answer it correctly.
And she got it wrong.
And because 3 lakhs also big amount in Amitabh Bachchan, I thought he's coaching her to win.
Yeah.
But it looked as if he coached her for the wrong answer.
Poor thing.
20K. I felt so bad. So I was thinking, that a lot of things are so funny in our life. Thank God for that.
Absolutely. I think that is the one redeeming factor for my life. Like I've had depression for all these years, but the one reason that I know that I would never want to die is because this is too hilarious.
Yeah.
It's, and I don't know if you feel this, but I feel like there's an internal comedy show going on constantly in my head about everything that's going on.
Absolutely. And that's the only way you survive. Sometimes I see myself in a character and I laugh at myself also. I say, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
But that's a great way of looking at life.
And so if you could get a little more technical about the character work that you do, because I don't know if you've seen my stand-up. But I'm a very, there's a, मैं चीखता है चिल्लाता है, अगर वो लोग हंसे नहीं तो मैं उनको डांट देता है. It's a very है high energy एकदम ऐसा. कि ये मैं तुम्हारा है ना वो मैं तुम्हारा cousin है आया चिल्लाने को तुम पे. It's like घर का आदमी वाला. And character work is something that I take kind of seriously because I feel like there's so much you can do in terms of inhabiting a character. But mimicry of any sort is something that has always escaped me in my life. I cannot mimic anybody for any purposes. Voices, physical attributes होता ही नहीं है मेरे से. मैं खुद का ही character बना पाता हूँ. That I feel is like when I see you do it, it genuinely feels like I'm watching magic because you get so many things right.
Oh, I think somewhere down the line, it's so much of fun. Like it's a childhood where I used to dress up like a king. And I used to make bow and arrows out of that jadu ka stick and all that stuff, That time when you played a king, you felt like a king. So your body attitude became like a king. And that was only by reading Amar Chitra Kathas, hand on the thigh and all that stuff. And then doing this. So, and then those films, Tamil films and all this stuff.
Right.
So I don't know, somehow it got stuck. And then I could imitate birds. I still have conversation with buffaloes when I go to Kerala. I can imitate a buffalo very well. So I realized that there's something inside my voice or head somewhere, so I can do that. So it came easily to me, and I said, let me not give too much of a thought. There's no practice in this; it just comes. You can get, and sometimes it's very funny. I think it's the way the dots get joined inside your neurological system. That
Subconscious almost.
Yeah, like Ishant Sharma, I saw him one day, and he was talking after one of that time was the Delhi Capitals. I think he's still with them. And he was giving an interview. Just I want to bowl middle stump, and after that, keep it straight. And I just saw him, and I said, oh, I started mimicking immediately.
Yeah.
I got that voice just like that.
Yeah.
So what I caught on, I realized at that time is that I was looking at his face. I was looking at Adam's apple. Then I realized when I was seeing that bobbing up and down, automatically some messages sent over, and I started talking. Oh man. And then I don't know. It's like I spoke to Johnny Lever also about this. So Johnny Lever said that most of the time the voice gets correct. It will be a 70 to 80 match. But the mannerisms, if you get right now, then people.
Because your physicality is on point.
Yeah. So that I always love to study, and we always wanted to be a hero. Remember, I always wanted to be a hero. So Amitabh Bachchan's style of walking, I used to just love that, like Lachak used to have. Like that front mein thoda sa hip one, little titchki, it always comes in front. Olden films you watch. And then, when you're watching with that drawl, drawl also comes out. Peter, तुम लोग मुझे यहाँ ढूंढ रहे हो, वहाँ ढूंढ रहे हो, मैं तुम्हारा इंतजार. He'll take a pause. So all that eyes and all that stuff, I started. Also, it helped me to do better in my own dialogue deliveries. Of course, now I feel make me do anything. I'm game for it. Especially heroine का father बना दो यार, चलेगा.
Oh, that's the best role, यार.
Yeah.
कुछ
बेटी,
4 दिन क्योंकि उसमें क्या ना, तुम दिखते बहुत हो, लाइंस कम होते हैं,
और पर डे भी मिल जाता है.
पर डे तुम्हारा बढ़ जाता है आराम से. I completely understand how that feels. For me it feels like everything is like, for me I love being on stage. So everything I do apart from that is a way to pay for that. like if I do a writing job, like I've been thinking, अभी तो quarantine के बाद तो भाई जो काम मिल रहा है मैं ले रहा है. But the idea is to, even to an extent, when I do college shows or when I do those big auditorium shows, the reason to do that is because I want to be able to go on a Tuesday night to an open mic in front of 5 people and just do bad jokes, and that should be paid for.
No, very strangely, my observation has been, if you go on stage, and this is my childhood observation, whatever I did on the building ka stage, that confidence levels in a person goes up. So I was very good at this group discussion and all that stuff. So I always used to tell that any activity that you take up, that you have to face a lot of people alone, that especially standing on a stage, it takes a lot of guts.
Yeah.
And then to talk to them, even to make them cry, to make them laugh, or even give a Independence Day speech. Yeah. It takes a lot of guts, because you have to get everything right, pronunciation right, and people are just waiting for you to make a mistake. Yeah. People are
especially building में तो तुम्हारे दोस्त ही बैठे उधर.
But वहाँ पे thankfully I had a lovely audience. I must say, they were too encouraging. Some aunties were like, really, कितना अच्छा किया. That is 2 days I used to be a star. Then again it's back to कितना rank, कौन सा rank. Oh, damn it, you got failed in 3 that way. So that itself, I think it's a great ability to, and it's an extraordinary ability that people who perform, stand-up comedians, youngsters like you, come on stage and do this. It's not easy. Like I'm telling you, if you tell me to go on stage and do a stand-up, backstage I'm always praying. Yeah. Because I need to speak to all the gods and say, bhai, bacha le. Because once or twice when I've gone as a celeb to a show where I'm supposed to do comedy, in Delhi especially, they never laughed.
And Delhi audiences are also thoda...
No, and then somebody told me, sir, you know what, this is not your area. You're good in cities and all this stuff, but northern side, no, people don't prefer you. And then sometimes they say, sir, you also speak Hindi and English, and so maybe, you should just try Hindi and all that. Oh बाप रे, मैं बोला इतना सब differentiation जो है, मैं हूँ, मैं आऊँगा,
हाँ,
बात करूँगा, जाऊँगा,
हाँ,
हंसी आई तो ठीक है, नहीं आई तो ठीक है,
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter, you know. So I keep that attitude, but yeah, nowadays after meeting Veerdas, meeting Shora Pant and all these boys, I try to make a difference by writing down notes, taking down, okay, ठीक है, what's latest, trying to find out कि client को किस में हंसी आएगी, because those days are gone when you could just walk on stage, mouth a few lines of great actors, dialogue बोल दिया, खुद
And
के lines
लोग,
कुछ बोल दिया,
हाँ,
and लोग अरे वो दिन गए,
yeah,
so you have to change.
you know,
And
I
it's
was,
youngsters का जमाना है.
अरे नहीं, जमाना तो भाई देखो, देश तो बुढ़े ही चला रहे हैं ना, तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है. I was in doing some research in terms of what all you worked on in TV, and I don't know, but there's a writer credit for you on Great Indian on the Great Indian Comedy Show.
Yeah, because there are a lot of
है ना?
spoofs that used to come up. The Great Indian Comedy Show, subsequently, 1 or 2 times I did Beja Fry, that used to, after the Great Indian Comedy Show, it became Sabka Beja Fry on Sub TV. You know? So there also I got the writer credit, because a lot of spoofs used to happen, which I used to really enjoy writing. So I used to write a lot of spoofs on what do you call, on films, and then of course on mythology and all this stuff, which is a no-no nowadays.
Yeah.
Anyway, but spoofs, I think I still enjoy. Every time I see a Netflix show or Amazon show, I still think there's such a lot to do in terms of sketch comedy.
Yeah.
That, you know, just imagine Netflix and gangs of what do you call, Mirzapur, gangs of Wasipur. Mirzapur meets this guy Gaikwad from Sacred Games, or Saif Ali Khan.
Right. Crossover spoofs.
Crossover and spoofs, and they're just giving bad words for no reason, you know. So
this show was a really great show, because it used to come on Star One.
Yeah, well, I really thought that show should have been running even today.
Yeah, dude, that was a great show. They had some very good sketches. I remember there was this one sketch that I will never forget. It was, I think Ranveer Shori was there, and I don't know, I think Ashwin Mushran was there. And Ashwin tips Ranveer Shori $5. And Ranveer Shori comes and does like this insanely long, कि ये ₹5 से मेरा बच्चा पढ़ेगा, ये ₹5 से मेरा क्या, थैंक यू तूने मेरे को ये 5, ऐसा एकदम गुस्सा होता जा रही है, बिल्डिंग and Ashwin was,
oh man, those were days. I think I lost you again. Akash.
okay, we didn't even get time to take a break today. It has been so exciting.
Yeah.
Usually we take a break in the middle, and then what we do is we have an ad that we only make.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Sponsor नहीं है ना.
See, that's another great spoofy ads बनाने के लिए एक बहुत अच्छा मौका है.
बहुत, हम लोग तो we do ads like this episode of Akash and Friends is brought to you by Lemons, brought to you by Life. ऐसा सब.
Do on COVID, you know.
This episode of AMF is brought to you by हो गया.
We regret to announce the guy who's announcing it just passed.
Yeah. आप शो सुनो.
Yeah.
Okay, so how, it's interesting to me that One Digital, you started One Digital.
One Network Entertainment.
One Network. Yes, sorry. Yeah. One Network Entertainment.
Hey, one second. I have to put on the recording. Oh, yeah.
Not One Digital. One Network Entertainment.
Those guys have got more money, so they'll probably not be happy. Okay.
नहीं सर, आपका भी तोड़ी मिल में है ऑफिस, ऐसा मत बोलो यार. जिसका भी तोड़ी मिल में ऑफिस है, उसका इतना बुरा भी टाइम नहीं चल रहा है.
तोड़ी मिल में था, फिर कोविड हुआ.
तो सही है. इमेजिन मेरा तो बांद्रा में था और वो कोविड के पहले ही बंद हो गया था. Because we had 3 employees. One was in Marol, one was in Vasai, and one was me. And I was traveling for shows. तो मैं बोला कि क्या फायदा ऑफिस रख के, अभी सब लोग रिमोट ही काम करो. So we are pioneers.
Oh, that's it. See, actually, Jose is a pioneer. He always believed in working from home.
Yeah. How did one, because One Network has started at a very shady time of Indian history, very conveniently also started in 2014. Hint, hint. Um,
Oh, no, no. So I'll tell you. So we started
hmm,
in the earlier period. We
hmm,
started from 2011.
hmm,
And the idea was Samir Nair, me and Abraham Thomas, the co-founders, we wanted to start a comedy channel because even today we have got only one comedy channel on television,
yeah,
TV comedy channel, that's Sub TV.
Sub TV, yeah,
And we wanted to change the way comedy is perceived in the
yeah,
country. So that was the idea. So then the cost became too prohibitive, and we didn't get find investors to put in like 300, 400 crores at the beginning
yeah,
itself for a channel. And they said, why don't you tag along with other channels and all this
yeah,
stuff? So then we decided to go online,
yeah,
digital. YouTube was picking up, and we had a lot of meetings in 2011, 12 with YouTube guys,
uh,
creators, makers. Maker Studios was an example for us, and a lot of college humor.
yeah,
All those things came into fore, and we said, "Oh, great! We should just make a studio. We should get facility for them to make in." We shot a few of those KBC Kaun Banega
yeah,
Rodpati episodes, and we put it out there on YouTube. We received very well, especially the Admi Hira series, a little
yeah,
adult series. I will call it. They all received very well, but then uh, YouTube's payment terms, doesn't make it very. It doesn't make a
yeah,
great business sense. You
yeah.
need to get brands on board, which I think TVF and
AIB
AIB
handled
did very
yeah,
well. Did very well. They got brands on board, and then they really took off from there with funding and all. We
yeah.
didn't get funding. We were spiraling downwards. We did have an office in Tory Mills, and that got taken. Hello, hello,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah, it's back. It's
I
back.
was back. So
Back in.
yeah, so the audio was recording, so I not stopped it.
Okay.
So basically, we sort of the whole thing went spiraling downwards, and then we didn't know what to do. Then we now
Hmm.
shifted complete attention to become top-notch producers, creating content for brands, which is ably led by my better half Shirobi.
Mm-hmm.
She is comes in with a tremendous sad film experience and all this stuff, and we produced some really iconic music videos in the early 2000s.
Hmm.
And so we roped her in, and we are doing a lot of beauty. We are doing a lot of clients. We have a decent amount of clients. We tied up with agencies and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So work is going on in different manner. Of course, COVID sort of has made us rethink again. We are all working from home with lesser amount of people working with us, and so that whole fanfare has gone. But we are hopeful about the future. So it has been a
Hmm.
great ride. So. Yeah, so that's about it. So unfortunately, uh, what I feel is that sometimes when you start off something, you need a lot of initially funding is always useful.
Hmm.
Let me tell you, like Beja Fry made in a very low budget
Hmm.
was a hit. After that, hundreds of people tried to make a low-cost film to make it viral
But
and make it a big
nahi,
hit. Nahi hota hai. So similarly, there will be one or two stories of people who bootstrap their way to becoming a
yeah,
unicorn.
yeah.
And there will be people who got funding right at the beginning and they built it up slowly and
Hmm.
steadily. So I am in that zone now, building it up slowly and steadily, and trying to seek funding also, and let's
Hmm.
see how it goes
Well,
now.
what's most fascinating to me is this evolution that invariably has to take place, where I find myself again and again meeting different artists, and this is happening to me also, where you work as an artist and you realize that there is a glass ceiling if you're an artist, and
Oh, yeah.
eventually you have to break into becoming the producer at the end of the day. You have to become a production house at some point to
Oh,
truly.
yeah, because what happens is seriously, if you're not seen, you're not sold.
Yeah,
And those these are not the days where you can उस जमाने में हम लोग ने जो किया, you can't rest on your laurels and
Lawrence,
think
yeah.
that you're done. So such no, you're not done anything. There's lots more to do. So I'm very happy to say that some of my stories that I've been writing since 1997, now they're slowly getting an opportunity of coming out as a web series or a film. So talks are going on in different manner with a lot of people, and I'm very happy about it. So coming back to your 2014 one, I still firmly believe there's a great divide within the industry, within the country, about the right and the left.
Yeah.
And nobody can not have an opinion. So I've been more on the right leaning person because of whatever experiences I have. But doesn't mean that makes me tell people to go ahead and stab each other or kill each other. That's not what it means.
Or it's it gets annoying to me sometimes as somebody like I am called right wing comic a lot.
Yeah.
Or, and it gets annoying because I'm like, yeah, look, if liberals only start labeling people, so you're not very liberal, no?
Exactly. So it's very funny. So anyway, so that's also part of comedy now. But I do see, and I sense that if you are here and if you don't toe this line, so whatever liberals are there, which is almost 75% of the industry, you are tried to be pushed out or kept out somehow or the other.
Yeah.
But then I feel that, that's, I always feel if since you're a Hindu, it's a birth cycle. Human beings get born, and this is a design made by, I'm not giving any religion to the main guy upstairs who's controlling our control buttons, okay, human beings. So he's basically playing a game, and Earth is one of the video games that he's playing. As simple as that. So when he's creating a new bot like us, he's already decided कि क्या होगा इस bot का मैं ये करूँगा वो सब उसने already decide करके he's playing that game, and we have to believe in him, not believe him, but वो अपने को लेके जाएगा. Correct. So अभी now the other bots who want to act smart, उनका भी सब control ऊपर भगवान के हाथ में है. Okay, भगवान बोलो, अल्लाह बोलो, क्राइस्ट बोलो, जो भी बोलो. Supreme being के हाथ में वो he is controlling. Okay, and then this bot outside saying, hey, let me fuck that Suresh bot. Let me not let him reach where he's reaching. God suddenly say left hand, ये क्या कर रहा है भाई? अच्छा वो इधर ही जा रहा है. Oh shit. Okay, delete button. So
ये क्या ना confidence है जो religious लोग को ही afford होता है.
See, I'll tell you, I believe very, very firmly in the existence of a supreme being. And I'm very thankful to my parents. We were never a ritualistic family, or we did anything like, forced to follow religion. But strangely, as a child, I was attracted towards Hinduism because I was born Hindu, maybe, whatever. But I loved Krishna. I loved all the gods that I read about in Amarachitra Kathas, and I firmly believe that whatever I am today is a lot to do with that sort of thought process in my mind. But let me at the same time tell you that azans do not disturb me. I hear azans all day long.
If you grew up in Mumbai,
exactly,
like how are you complaining about an azan? Come on,
it's never troubled me. It's only given me happiness, and also a sense of timing with azan.
Yeah.
Church bells, awesome. So much of joy. Temple bells. So anything that is devotional, if I feel that makes me feel good when I listen to them, I'm at bliss, I'm at peace, and this is what Krishna says. I'm a huge believer in Krishna, though I'm not a ISKCON member or something like that. But I just feel that when I started reading the Gita on my own, by the way, nobody forced me. So I managed to come across a book by Chinmayananda, his translation. It was there in my house. I picked it up one day. I just started reading when I was in college. After that, again one day I picked it up. Again I read it. Now recently during the lockdown, one day I said daily I read 10 pages, just to not to argue with people, just to improve myself as a person, and say इसमें लिखा क्या है? कुछ नहीं लिखा, किसी को मारो, अपना काम करो. See, that day अपना काम करो. अर्जुन का ड्यूटी था उसको जाके लड़ाई करना था. अभी मेरा ड्यूटी है कि मुझे बताया गया कि कॉमेडी करो, create content, and make sure that you run your office and get some money for the people who are working with you.
People underestimate the importance of Swadharma.
And
they're not aware of the concept only of Swadharma and how different it is and what it means. And
so I don't follow anybody's preachy religious hatred. I hate it completely when people use religion as a tool to spread hatred, because I think any religion who's spreading hatred with using religion, they will face some serious consequences. As I told you, ऊपर उसके हाथ में है remote. तुम खेल के उधर बच्चा.
It's just my only thing is कि मेरे को jokes बोलने का है. तो like वो मेरे को we are fast moving towards the time where it will be impossible to talk about. And the thing is, religion is such an integral part of my life. Ki when I am on stage, I'm telling you about my life and an honest perspective about my life. So then invariably religion has to come up.
Right? Like somebody asked me that day that, but they are doing this, they are doing that and all that stuff. So I said, listen, today you got a visa, you're sitting in US and you're talking to me. What does that show you?
Yeah.
So you don't want to get everybody into that one category of, unnecessarily being questioned 100 times. So Hinduism is a peaceful religion. Don't try to make it different than what it is.
Yeah.
You are spoiling it. And if people think that, I see a lot of people like, वो लोग ने ये किया था, वो क्या काटना पड़ेगा, धर्म है हमारा and all this stuff. तुम्हें कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है भाई.
Yeah.
वो है संभाल लेगा जो कर रहा है अभी. All the gods, I've always used to imagine all the gods, heads of religion, the gods, they all sitting together and saying, listen, what you have created here. Look at these buggers, man. They are smaller than the tiniest star in the whole universal scheme. And look at them fighting and say, what to do. So they look at each other and listen, let's finish them off. And that's what is happening.
Boom. Yeah.
दूसरा गेम खेलते हैं चलो.
तो युग का साइकिल है, एक चीज जाएगा दूसरा चीज आएगा.
Exactly.
I have recently, I don't know, maybe it's the books that I'm reading or anything, but now for me there is this one thing in my head all the time is the human race. I think of everything quantifiably in the कि how इंसानियत और 100 साल कैसे रहेगा और 1000 साल कैसे रहेगा, because the way we are going, it doesn't matter what religion you're from if you can't breathe the fucking air,
Yeah.
So it's a bullshit argument to like. I feel कि ये सब smoke and mirror है. असली problem तो कोई दिखता ही नहीं है.
वो तो है ही. That's been running from ages. So a lot of people tell me, somebody told me you have to take a side. I said I'm on the side. I'm on the right side. So he said, what do you mean? You have to, then he's trying to tell me that you have to support the other side. So I said, you said you take a side. I'm taking a side. Now you're trying to, that's why I'm on this side. I tweeted about it also one day, saying that sometimes there's so much of angst against the ruling party has really got my goat that I said, I will support the ruling party after this. तो इतना तुम बोल रहे हो ना, मुझे अभी तुम्हारे पर शक होने लग गया. Let people watch now. Why are you telling? We all know. We all know the truth. We all are experiencing a lot of things which we experienced with the earlier government also. I would just say a very simple thing, that none of the government should take the public for granted. The voting power is still in their hands.
The public is only taking itself for granted. Na public तो reel देख रहा है ना Instagram पे. वही problem है मेरे हिसाब से.
I feel that everything settles down. Everything will settle down. So this is one unsettling period which will settle down. People, and in the larger sense, if you look at it, it is not that bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah, I mean, I just imagine कि in your context of life, you have seen 3 decades in this country.
Yes.
And I'm sure that in all of these decades there would have been a point where somebody went, नहीं इसके बाद सब खत्म हो जाएगा. हर 10 साल में 1-2 बार तो ऐसा होता ही है.
That's why stand-up joke which I use, that one uncle used to say, the world will end in 2012. It will end completely, destroyed. Krishna is sending that disc to Earth. It will be destroyed. So I take a pause and say it did end in 2012 for him. He died that year. So that's it. We should actually stop taking ourselves too seriously. Just have a smile on your face, pat everyone's back for doing something good, and try and tweet. So like yesterday, I remember that I had this moment 2 days back where I tweeted about what's that heroine from South? Yeah. Bichari. So she was there in some shop and she was not wearing a mask and she was taking hand sanitizer. Mumbai Mirror has said Tamanna. Mumbai Mirror has said that, Tamanna following all safety rules. So I took that picture. I found it very funny. Safety rules without mask. So I said maybe Tamanna is going to take that, and just put it over her face and then go inside. I looked at it and I said, in a way it is decorative, na?
I get you.
You know what I said?
But it's also like our job, right? In some sense.
Correct. तो फिर मैंने बाद में जाने दो, मैंने डिलीट कर दिया ट्वीट को. And after I deleted the tweet, I felt for a moment I stopped some trolling happening for her.
Yeah.
I said, damn good. That's a good deed of the day done.
This is why I don't discuss Rishabh Pant. See, the more we discuss him, the more stressed out he's gonna get, and the worst he's gonna perform. So just stop talking about it for 2 years. Just chill out.
No, I think he's past that stage. I've seen a lot of players like this who have come, and then the thing is now, what is this? If towel ऐसा गोनी लेके कंधे पे डालने का शॉट
प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. प्रॉब्लम है कि ये करते वक्त उसका एक पैर कहीं और जा रहा है और दूसरा पैर कहीं और जा रहा है.
हर बार नहीं वर्क करता बेटा. कि ये तो मैं भी गली क्रिकेटर जानता हूँ, तो आप क्यों नहीं समझ सकते? इतना टैलेंट यार, इतना टैलेंट. बट it's like अंदर something happens to me and suddenly he said मुझे करना है.
But I have big hopes in the Test series. I have a feeling that if he gets a game, he's gonna bring it.
But Australia's got traditionally bouncy pitches, bouncy tracks. So I just hope that people who play the bounce very well, like
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya loves those sort of pitches. They did
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah.
I was doubtful about Shreyas Iyer, and that's exactly what happened. Virat Kohli is going through some sort of emotional upheaval in his life.
Yeah,
He
he's
needs
not
to
in
meet
a-
me. And seriously, and
Virat,
seriously,
if you're listening,
yeah, better listen. I can be your life coach. So no, seriously, sometimes it's just in the mind, that. And he started off well, 2-3 great balls, he got a missed chance, and the fours that he hit was again the timing was so beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
And suddenly it's all gone for a toss. So I
Yeah.
feel at that time he should have stayed. That time he should have been telling him, I should not give my wicket away today. If
Yeah.
he had stayed, that 376 would have been over in the 48th over.
Aram se. And that's one of those things, no, where no matter, it's like, and we've all experienced this, where you know what you are supposed to do. You
Yeah.
know exactly what you need to do. You've done it a million times before, पर नहीं हो रहा है.
मुझे एक डाउट हो गया. This is the simple pure gossip, but also a great observation. Let me tell you, I feel रोहित शर्मा और विराट कोहली के बीच में 100% टेंशन चल रहा है.
100%, सवाल ही नहीं. 2019 वर्ल्ड कप से.
करेक्ट. और ये शुरुआत हुई है दोनों की बीवियों के साथ.
You think so?
100%. Oh, that's a whole thing. That was so funny. So then that day I was watching Delhi some show like Bollywood Housewives. So one show from Delhi, that's a better show. I forget the name. It's on Z5. Watch it. It's like amazingly true to heart.
Okay.
कुछ भी वो लोग है. हम अमीर है. मैं तुम जानता मेरा बाप कौन है. Straight up, no artificial thing, and really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, great watching it. When you've got nothing better to do. Housewives, Bollywood Housewives is also great. Now I feel it's a time for somebody to actually pay them crores of rupees and say cricketing housewives.
Yeah.
It will be really interesting, especially led by Anushka and Rohit's wife. It will be amazing to watch that.
But but you really think it's? I think it started when Rohit wanted to bat him at number 4, at Dhoni at number 4, and then Kohli was being himself and being adamant. And then I think it escalated, and that's why जो अब और कोहली आके बोल रहा है मुझे नहीं पता रोहित क्यों नहीं खेल रहा है. लौड़ा तेरे को नहीं पता तू क्या काट रहा है मेरा इधर बैठ के साले. As an Indian cricket fan, I deserve an answer from you, bastard. Don't fucking pretend like you don't know what's going on.
I pointed out during the IPL final also, I was hoping that Rohit Sharma wouldn't jump into the last two matches because he definitely was looking strained. There seems to be a thigh strain for sure.
सर पर अगर है ना, अगर थाई स्ट्रेन है ना सर, तो मैं ये चेक भी क्या फिजियो के साथ, अगर थाई स्ट्रेन है ना तो आपसे 1 or 2 weeks रेस्ट. ओके,
करेक्ट.
The second thing is a hamstring tear. If it's a grade 1 tear, then no problem. It's a grade 2, grade 3 tear. You can't even run.
The
can't
biggest,
run a run.
Yeah, the greatest tragedy is that BCCI gives a statement saying that Rohit had to go back to India because his father was ill with COVID.
Which is not true, by the way.
And the sad part is, you idiots, you all realize that 2 days before, Mohammad Siraj's father has expired and he's in Australia and his father died in India. How can you all be so insensitive? Yeah? And
exactly.
And the worst part is Ganguly is an ex-cricketer.
Ganguly is there because he's going to get a seat later. Sir.
I think he's Gang Ungli.
I think that's the perfect Suresh Menon joke to close this podcast with.
Yeah.
But hey, you should come by over the cricket podcast sometime. You'll have a lot of fun.
Please call me. Me and cricket. Even Jose will vouch for this. That I'm crazy.
We are having a blast, and we're really interested in interviewing people who are, like people just cricket people, because मेरा और मेरे दोस्तों का group ऐसा है कि सब लोग cricket crazy and it's, and I don't know, like your age people still watch it. Yeah, I have a lot of trouble. People my age don't watch cricket as much anymore.
Oh, I watch what? I follow Ranji trophies also, and especially Mumbai because I'm a. And so because of that following and tweeting out Mumbai winning 2016, Abhishek Nair tells me, if we win this time, will you come and meet the boys? So I said yes, and we won the 42nd time. And I've gone and met Shreyas. That time I met Surya Kumar Yadav, all the boys of that was such a happy team,
Yeah, that's a great team. And
Shardul Thakur. Great team, all of them. And I remember giving them a sort of a motivational speech also. which I hope
But
they remember.
it's interesting to me कि शार्दुल को अभी शार्दुल को खिला सकते हैं, पर फिर उसके लिए किसको ड्रॉप करोगे वो प्रॉब्लम है.
Actually शार्दुल को I think बुमराह को पहले मैच में बिठा देना चाहिए था, because उसको थोड़ा
Just
टाइम
to
देना
give time
चाहिए.
to settle.
Yeah, because
पर सर उसको कोई खेलता ही नहीं है ना, बेचारे क्या करेगा, उसको कोई खेलने को ही तैयार नहीं है बुमराह को.
Look, but see, yesterday he gave a lot more runs than I expected. Yeah, it's like, and yeah, I thought yesterday they'll go with Kuldeep Yadav. Which if I was there, and I would said Kuldeep को डाला, because there's something with Kuldeep with bouncy tracks उसको जमता है उसका spin के लिए. And Yuzvendra बेचारा, he tried his level best, but I knew ये होने वाला है.
Yeah, यूजी को फिर उसको तुमको टैंडम में बोल करना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, I think बिंदास कुलदीप को नेक्स्ट मैच में देना है. कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. I'll tell Virat Kohli, I'll just tag him today in a tweet saying that you play him even if you lose, but I'm there, I'll support you, saying that उधर हारा तो भी चलेगा, यहाँ आके जीत जाओ. Confidence देते हो, चलो.
डाल दो. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, चलो.
But thanks once again for doing this. It has been an absolute pleasure. I hope I see you again very soon.
Thank you, Akash. Very soon we'll see that. मजा आएगा.
Okay. अभी recording बंद कर